Divinity Dragon Commander. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the words of the words. The words. You are the Dragon Commander. Your mission it is to reunite a broken empire and become the new emperor. Success depends entirely on your ability to look at entirely on your ability to efficiently rule your empire. Build invincible armies and lead them to victory. Guys, when I first saw this game, I kind of expected me to be flying around on the back of a dragon or as a dragon, kicking the shit out of stuff. And yes, that is a little bit of what you do, but there's a lot more going. In fact, that's like a sideshow to the main event. What this is, imagine Total War, and before you all run away screaming, some Total War games have been good, but imagine the Total War style strategy map where you invade other countries and have to build stuff in your own countries. Then throw in a bit of Command and Conquer. No, then throw in a lot of Command and Conquer. And then round it off with some third-person dragon action. And then you and throw in a bit of Hearthstone, a bit of card game going on. And you're pretty much there with what Divinity Dragon Commander is. There's a lot of stuff going on, but primarily it has to be said that this is Command and Conquer, a dumbed down bad version of Command and Conquer as well. That's not to say it isn't a fun, enjoyable game. It is. I'm enjoying it a lot. You're the only son of a reckless family who turned on the parents and killed them. All your siblings have turned on your parents and killed them. You're the only one that's been loyal to the throne, so you were in charge of your little insignificant country. Somewhere along the line, I think your dad f***ed a dragon, or your mother slept with a dragon, and you're like half dragon, half human, I think, something like that. You can turn into a f***ing dragon. All right, that's all you need to know. Who cares about who shagged who? Well, I do actually, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you've got this ability to morph into a dragon, and you can choose between 3 different dragons at the start of the game, depending on how you fancy being a dragon. Then you build armies up in your countries. You have to have wealth, so maybe you need to build some structures to get some gold in. You have to keep the people happy by making the right decisions, keep them going. You have a set of advisors on yours. Everything takes place on this airship. You command everything from this big airship, and you have all sorts of commanders on there that you can seek advice from, and you run the whole show from up there. So when something goes wrong in one of your countries, you have advisors that'll tell you what the best course of action is. And the voice acting is fun. It's good. Talking to the people, it's quite funny listening to what they've said. They've done a very good job of that, to be honest with you. You then take over other countries invade you, and then you have to either go and fight against them in command yourself, or put one of your generals in command of the battle, and basically the AI does it, because there might be more than one battle going on at a time. You might be invading a couple of countries, they might be invading you, and so you can only be at one place at one time, and it is turn-based, the actual strategy side. The battles are all real time, but to give you to simplify it down for you, you might on the strategy map be invading 2 countries, and they might invade you. So there's 3 battles going on. You click end turn, and then it's the turn to fight these 3 battles. You go to one of them and you send 2 generals off to the others. Simple as that. You divide your forces up in response to what you have seen of the intel on what enemy forces is attacking. The battles themselves are pretty dull, unfortunately. You generally on the map you'll find you've got a base, they've got a base, and there's a couple of neutral bases, and you zerg. You just zerg. I didn't find much strategy going down. You've got obviously you've got flying units, you've got long range units, cloaked units, you've got red shirts that just go up in the front and die. You can capture bases by standing near them. You can build turrets, and so on and so forth. But what I found was the best strategy is just put a rally point at your base, build a load of units, and then just charge in stark naked, going rah rah rah, and that generally works. If you need a little bit of extra in the battle, you morph into a dragon, which is really good fun, and you just fly in with your dragon, breathing fire, firing your different abilities at them, and it's great fun being a dragon, just zooming around the battlefield, kicking ass. You do feel quite powerful. As I said, there are things to unlock. You have a whole engineering section on your ship which unlocks new units and weapons and things like that. You obviously have your dragon, which progresses, and you unlock new abilities for your dragon, new abilities for your units, and so you get the idea. As the game progresses, you unlock new, bigger, better, powerful shit, but they unlock bigger, better, powerful shit, and so it ends up in huge battles, and it just gets a bit boring. There's micromanagement of your units, but to give you a good example, if you've played StarCraft or Command & Conquer, two of the best, I'm not talking about the latest Command & Conquers, they've just been wank ever since Westwood left. That's another story. Ever since EA f***ed them over and sold Westwood off and whatever else they did, I don't know what they did, I just can't remember, it was such a long time ago, but they f***ed it up. Westwood Studios were really good with Red Alert, Command & Conquer and all that, and then this isn't Red Alert and Command & off. Anyway, the idea is if you've played the classic Command & Conquer and StarCraft, don't expect that, because it's nowhere near as polished, the RTS, which means real-time strategy, if you don't know what that means. It's nowhere near as polished or as good. It's more of I've got 100 units, you've got 110, you'll win. Yeah, it's that kind of, yeah. That's what I've found anyway. I haven't played it for a massive amount of time. I don't have time to. I've played it, I've cracked up a couple of hours on it. So this is more of a first impressions than an in-depth review. But this is what was happening to me when I was playing. Intervention with your dragon does help a lot. The controls are quite good with the dragon, but the micromanagement controls are a bit shit. The problem this game has is it's $29.99. It's full price, and it doesn't feel like a full price game when I'm playing it. It's a good game. It's a great fun game to play, and what I'm going to say to you is don't be put off by this, because it is a fun game. It's something that you can have a lot of hours fun, but I just feel that it's trying to do too much. It even brings in a card game where you get different cards and you can play the card before you attack, which may nullify a certain type of enemy unit or boost your enemy, boost some of your friendly units. So there's a bit of strategy in the card game. There's just a lot going on, and it does none of them brilliantly, but they do work together to give an enjoyable game. But I don't think it's worth $29.99. This is a definite for the sales, but I do believe that you'll have a lot of fun if you like the RTS kind of game, if you liked a little bit of Total War, and if you think the idea of riding around on a dragon is fun, shooting little tiny minions. it is fun. So I'm going to say it's not worth a buy at $29.99, but look out for this in the sales. It might be coming up in the Christmas sales, who knows. Keep an eye out for it. It's certainly one to put on your wish list. It's a fun game with some really good voice acting, some really good characters, and yeah, it's good. It's just not worth $29.99.